strong men are self-controlled, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain, soldiers retain, soldiers retain. Real strong men are self-controlled, their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain, soldiers retain.
Semen retention soldiers.
Yeah.
What's going down? It is Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, where we go live and direct. As always, myself and Captain Jake here to bring you another sexual alchemy routine so you can practice semen retention, no-fap, tantra, experience amazing non-ejaculatory sex, never lose your vital life force or energy, and expand as a man. Captain Jake, what's going on? I see you're all armied out today. I love it.
Yeah, I'm expanding as a man. Look. It's 2:30 p.m. here. So we're all around the world doing our semen retention army practices. I'm really looking forward to today's one because this is one I forget to do, actually, if I'm being completely honest. And I need to remember it, put it in with my workout. These pelvic floor exercises, very important.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get into a little bit of the practical application of pelvic floor exercises. First of all, if you guys are watching live, leave some comments wherever platform you're watching it, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Say what's up, leave questions, and make sure you like it. It really helps us get this channel out there and get this mission out there. Being part of the semen retention army, tuning into these, it's not just for yourself, but it's also for humanity as at large. The more men that learn this knowledge and actually apply it, the better your personal life is going to improve tremendously, but also just the better for the world. It's badly needed right now. So do what you can to share this out and get this message out there. All right, practical applications of this. Okay, so the pelvic floor is the seat of the body. It's the lower muscle of the body that holds everything up. So all of your organs and everything is sitting on the pelvic floor. If your pelvic floor is weak, which you have to know that most men's pelvic floor are weak. Why? Because of the type of lifestyle we live. We're in front of the computer all day long, sedentary lifestyles, driving our cars. It's not like we were back in ancient times where we were, hunting and building and working outside all the time. We were a lot stronger. And therefore, our bodies are capable of so much more and so much more strength. But in this modern age, we've got to put in the work. So your pelvic floor, from a practical health perspective, a strong pelvic floor is going to keep everything in place. A weak pelvic floor, it's like having a weak floor. If you have a weak floor, everything's going to sink. And as everything starts to sink, it starts to develop more toxins. It doesn't work as properly. And you've got problems, especially as you get older. So it's so important that you work out your pelvic floor and you strengthen your pelvic floor, especially as you continue to get older. Let's talk a little bit about bedroom application. Without a strong pelvic floor, it's difficult to practice semen retention and still have an active sex life. The pelvic floor is where you're going to learn to do what we call power locks inside the semen retention army training, where you can lock your pelvic floor and actually control your ejaculation and erection. So let's say you're involved in some sexual activity and you're getting 80%, 90% there to going over the edge and ejaculating. Here with a strong pelvic floor, I've literally been at like 99%, like, oh my gosh, I'm going over, and then being able to squeeze the pelvic floor. And then we teach different power locks where you can lock your diaphragm and everything and rotate your microcosmic orbit. But for today's sake, just the basics, the foundation, by squeezing the pelvic floor, you can literally stop that ejaculation. Now, it's not something you're going to want to do often. But you can, it's like a fail safe where you could squeeze and hold your pelvic floor tight, and you'll actually be able to hold your ejaculation so that therefore you don't lose your vital energy and your vital fluid. When it comes to experiencing non-ejaculatory orgasms as men, you must be able to squeeze your pelvic floor and rotate that energy up towards the head and up and around the microcosmic orbit. So the pelvic floor acts like a pump to pump energy up through the system. Again, if you have a weak pelvic floor, which most men do unconsciously, they don't realize they have a weak pelvic floor because they're not necessarily using it. But as soon as you begin to practice tantra or non-ejaculatory sex, you will see how much the pelvic floor has influence on your ability for ejaculation control, both inside the bedroom and also for guys who may be having night falls or wet dreams. By strengthening your pelvic floor, they'll also be able to, help in the regards to any night falls you may be having. Any other application that you could think of or that I missed out?
No, I have been doing it when I run the microcosmic orbit. Actually, I now it's like I can't run the orbit without squeezing and pumping it up. It's natural now. So yeah, it's very vital for that practice as well. I just have been forgetting to practice it like aside from that. But wet dreams. Sometimes even in the daytime, guys lose semen if they're practicing semen retention. Some might just come out and having a strong pelvic floor, like even while urinating or something, some comes out or something like that because the body wants to release excess heat or something. So this can help with all of that. I saw this point as well.
What does that say? I'm sitting far from the screen. That's all.
It says once it goes out. Simple anatomy. So I'm not sure what that means, but maybe as someone who's maybe not so familiar with why we're doing semen retention.
Yeah. So obviously,
it's
once
natural.
it goes out, once it spills completely out of your body, obviously that's it. But there is a time between the ejaculation. So when it leaves, like the testicles, that you can actually stop it there and experience essentially an ejaculation without losing the semen. And that's very, very, I've done it myself and have trained many guys on to do it. So yes, obviously once it leaves the body, it leaves the body. But what we're talking about is that time when you're about 95 to 99% gonna spill and you're able to stop it. Just the other night, without too TMI, too much information, but basically myself and my wife were having sex, enjoying a great night, and I was getting close to the edge, and a few times even during sex, I squeezed the pelvic floor and was still able to continue having sex, but by squeezing the pelvic floor, I was able to control my erection. When you have a strong pelvic floor, you could literally go from an extreme erection to like an extremely hard erection to soft within 30 seconds or less by simply squeezing the pelvic floor muscles. So that's good. I've
got a couple other questions. A good one here. Cool. While having sex without ejaculation, is pre-cum considered as ejaculation?
Yeah, great question. No, that's not considered as an ejaculation. Pre-cum will sometimes come out. That's natural. You can get to the point where you don't even it's really dry and you don't have that, but it's not considered an ejaculation. An ejaculation is more than just the semen exiting your sexual organ, but it is about that whole process where you got to remember that ultimately ejaculation puts a lot of strain on the nervous system. That's why it feels so good, because it's the nervous system that's essentially getting tingling, right? And that's ultimately sometimes what we become. We hanker over that kind of sensual pleasure, but no, it's not considered an ejaculation pre-cum.
All right.
Cool.
Another one.
Yeah.
About mental health. I feel also strengthening mental health, the better semen retention is. Any comment on how mental health has an impact on this process?
Oh yes, 100%. That's a very good point, and I agree with you 100%. Your mental health and your ability to practice semen retention and no FAP, and being able to have very deep, intimate sexual intercourse, take that energy outside the bedroom is interlinked. It's one and the same. In fact, there is no difference between. In a way, you can make the point that there's no difference between your psychology and your physiology. So in the yogic tradition and in the Taoist tradition, where many of these practices come from, they don't see them as separate. So maybe in more like kind of modern medicine, you look at, there's like departments, right? Physical health, mental health. But in Ayurveda, or in the way that we approach health, we look at it as one system. So your mental health and your physical health are interlinked. They're one and the same. They're just different dimensions of the same thing. And so the stronger you are of mind, then naturally the easier it is to stay away from negative habits. So very good point.
Yeah. All right. Good questions, guys.
Yeah, cool. Let's get into the practice, and then we can go. We can do more. Answer more questions or comments. Okay, so you can see both myself and Jake, we're sitting. You can actually do this standing or sitting. I like to do it sitting, and we're sitting on the edge of our seat. So the first thing is that our spine is straight. If you're sitting back, you have the tendency to kind of lay back like this type of thing. There's a time and place for that at the community barbecue. Right now, it's just about sitting on the edge of your seat. And this way, you're actually, you'll notice I'm wearing loose pants. That's on purpose today, because essentially you want your testicles, you want your sexual organs to hang free, loosey-goosey here today. Ultimately, if you're at home and you could be naked, you could also do this as well naked. It doesn't matter. You could do this in the shower, standing up. Very easy. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is learn to strengthen your pelvic floor. Now, I'm going to give you a warning. Danger. Okay. Is that if you overdo this practice, you will have the reverse effect. So I'm going to, if you're not familiar with Mantak Chia, he's, I largely give him credit for bringing these practices, especially to the Western world. However, he teaches Kegels like everybody, I think, generally across the board who teaches sexual alchemy or sexual kung fu teaches these practices Kegel. A little bit different the way we do it from practical experience, and also the way that my mentor showed me. And now I've worked with many guys who've had this problem. They started doing Kegels to practice semen retention, but they overdid it, and their pelvic floor became so tight that actually it causes them to ejaculate quicker. Ejaculation is when your body is tight, and therefore your sympathetic nervous system is tight. So you never want to overdo these practices. Maybe you do them every 2 to 3 days, and you do it as we recommend. Okay, so just a little bit of a warning there. Okay, if you do them properly, you're going to get all the benefits and there will be no problem. Okay. If, by the way, as a side note, you do have a tight pelvic floor and you find that you've become a quick shooter or have premature ejaculation, make sure that you reach out to me. I've helped many guys with that issue be able to reverse that and last now as long as they want in the bedroom from overdoing these practices. Okay, you can massage it out. There are techniques that you can use to help with that. All right.
Is that the main reason usually for pre-ejaculation, or could it be something else? Like, if maybe someone hasn't been practicing Kegels, they might just have a tight pelvic floor already or something, or is there other reasons?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, for whatever reason, you just might have a tight pelvic floor, or you've overstrained yourself, you've overdone it, and then now it's created a tight pelvic floor. Also, just general stress. For example, like a lot of guys, we carry our stress in our groin, our pelvic floor, our genitals, our buttocks. And so our buttocks, our pelvic floor, everything is tight and we don't realize it. Through practices like deep abdominal breathing, deep belly breathing, testicle breathing, And I'm going to show you what's called a reverse Kegel in this routine. And that way you'll be able to relax that pelvic floor. And again, there's other massage techniques that you can use to relax that pelvic floor so that you can last longer in the bedroom. All right, so it's really simple, guys. We're sitting up straight. Now imagine you had to pee and you held your pee and you tightened it up because you're like, I got to go to the bathroom, but I don't have time. So you tighten up. So that's a Kegel. Okay, so what I want you to do is tighten and now relax. Tighten and now relax. So you get the motion, tighten and now relax. So you should feel like your pelvic floor strengthening. You should feel it tightening up and then relaxing out. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a count and we're going to do 3 sets of 10. So follow me. 3, 2, 1 and tighten for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and tighten. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 and relax. All right. Now what we're going to do is another set of 10, but this time we're going to do a reverse Kegel. So the secret here is that, and this is what's a bit different than the way that we teach it as opposed to, let's say, a Muntuk Chia or some of the other guys, because we want to make sure that we're strengthening our pelvic floor, but we want to relax it still, because that's the secret of sexual alchemy. That's the secret of great sex and ultimately how to be focused and awesome in your life. It's this duality that we're working with. This is what the Hatha Yoga system is about. And most spiritual practices are about uniting the dynamic between masculine and feminine, or between, let's say, order and chaos, or strength and relaxation. So in this case, we're going to do another set of 10, but instead of squeezing, what you're going to do is push out. So imagine that you wanted to pee and you're like, hurry up, I gotta get this pee out quickly. Right? You would push it out. So you're going to push out. So everybody just try it so you get the feeling. Push out, relax. Push out, relax. Push out, relax. You may notice your stomach pushes out a bit, everything, because you're literally pushing out. So we're going to do that for 10 intervals of 10, and that'll be our second set. So let's start. 3, 2, 1, push out and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. All right. So there you've got Kegels, strengthening, pushing out, and relaxing. And now our last set, we're gonna do them like a pump. So you're gonna squeeze for 5, push out for 5, squeeze for 5, push out for 5, and that will be our last 10, our last set. So let's go. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. That's it. It's really simple. You do some Kegels every few days. Don't overdo it. You do that 2-3 times a week. You're going to strengthen your pelvic floor. It's going to keep all your organs up, which is going to keep your energy moving nicely throughout the body. So that's great for overall health and vitality. And of course, in the bedroom with a strong pelvic floor, you'll be able to control your erection. I mean, if you want to see how strong you're getting with your pelvic floor, you can be erect, be naked in front of a mirror, and bounce your penis, right? You move it up and down, and you should be able to have a good bounce, right? And to get a good bounce there, it means you have a strong pelvic floor. If you can't bounce your erection, you can't move it like that, that probably means that your pelvic floor is weak, which means it'll be more difficult for you to practice semen retention while still engaging in a sexual activity. Jake, got any comments or questions? And then we can read any questions or comments that have come in. And then we'll wrap it up for today. Yeah. And I've got a couple of announcements, guys, so stick around to the end here.
How would you know if you're overdoing it? Like, of course, as you said, you might be experiencing pre-ejaculations, but how would you know? Like, because I get a bit obsessed on details, like how many reps am I doing of this? Like, how should you really balance out the pushes and the pulls like and evenly, or?
Yeah. So how do you know if you're overdoing it in the gym, let's say?
Well, it usually hurt. Like you can feel like you're about to have a strain.
Yeah.
So you'd feel it.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing, right? It's a muscle that you're working out. So it's no different than doing bicep curls.
Yeah.
Right. So you'll see like I know right now, even what we did, it feels good. I might even feel a little bit sore tomorrow, right? You might even have that if you've never done this before. And that's how you'll know, okay, that little bit of soreness is okay, just like the muscle, it's growing. But let's say you were to work out your biceps and it was feeling sore, but then you're so obsessed of like, I need strong, big biceps. So you're working out and you're straining it even more, then you're going to go into tearing the muscle.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden you've got problems, right? Now it's taking longer to heal. It's sore. It's hurting. So it's the same thing. You're working out a muscle. You've got to also feel into your body and know your own body's limits. For example, if 10 seconds was too long for you and you were struggling to hold it for 10, maybe start with 5 seconds. Then once you've got that, increase it to 7 seconds. Then once you've got that, then go to 10 or beyond. So it's better to be like, the tortoise beat the hare. It's better to go slow and steady and have incremental growth than try to go 0 to hero and then strain yourself and then you do more damage than good.
Yeah,
but
same at the gym.
Go ahead.
Yeah, same at the gym, especially if you're just starting. You're not going to go like every day and push like hard. You have to do progression, like start it slow. So with this, I've just been doing like once or twice a week to start off with because it's new, I don't want to like overdo it. And I guess, yeah, like just like at the gym, you get used to it and you can do more over time, but you really have to pay attention to your body. Otherwise it's going to have the, as you said, the reverse effect.
Yeah, like a lot. Again, I've helped several guys now who have gotten contact with me and said, I'm doing Kegels and stuff, or I was doing Kegels, but now it did the opposite. Now I can't last very long. It's extremely sensitive down there, and that can be reversed. Like anything, the body can heal, but it may need some massage. There's like this tennis ball technique and such that I teach. But again, get in touch with me if that's something that you're experiencing. Is there any other questions or?
Got a few questions. One from Krishna Baldeo says, well, great practice, don't overdo this exercise. But he also said he has a rough relationship slowing down and taking his time. Any suggestions?
Yeah, well, that's part of the mental aspect of the game, which generally when we're overdoing things, we're coming from a place of lack in ourselves, scarcity. When we overwork, we're generally trying to hide from ourselves, or maybe like we're coming from a place of scarcity. So we got to overwork, overdo it, push. So it's about being content, accepting where you're at while progressively growing. It's about thinking long term. Right? It's not about getting the result tomorrow. It's what does my life look like 3 years from now, 5 years from now? This is not going to take 3 years or 5 years to get the results. In fact, by practicing the sexual alchemy techniques that we teach, you could be having results within the first 30, 60, 90 days. But the thinking should be long-term. And when you have long-term thinking and you set a schedule, it saves you from overdoing it. So a lot of that is the inner acceptance part that needs to happen.
Yeah, that's with a lot of the practices, isn't it? You got to be able to slow down and go into acceptance. Here's a good question. Do you guys recommend lingam massages on semen retention? And if so, how often, or how long and how often maybe?
Yeah, I actually, we teach inside of the Army. We teach, we call it a sexual vitality massage. It's a lingam massage. And so, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I also show a penis lengthening, which isn't so much about penis adding inches. You can add length because, again, your penis, everything, it's a muscle, right? So you can make it stronger. You can make it bigger over time. But I do recommend it, doing that maybe once or twice a week. I generally do the lingam massages or lingam stretches in the shower, and I do every couple of days I will do it. Even like honestly, I'm pretty like consistent with that. Nothing wrong with a good massage. And so yeah, it's something that we teach, and I do recommend. It's great for blood flow, good circulation, and overall healthy erections.
Yeah, what I found as well is I think it's great to focus on these parts of the body that we almost, we work out all different muscles at the gym, but as you say, the pelvic floor is muscle, the penis, and why not look after them and keep them healthy and fit as well? And also the kind of massages, the sexual vitality massages, as you say, it might sound like, oh, basically you're touching yourself and that would be worse for semen retention, but actually it isn't, because you're starting to learn to connect with those parts of you in a completely relaxed, non-aroused way. So it's not like every time it's touched, it's like, oh, it's sexual. It's like I'm so hot right now. It's like you can learn to just like touch those parts completely like soft and relaxed, and that's like quite a revelation actually, to be able to do that. And again, it helps to relax those parts, which is important for semen retention.
It's actually because our modern culture has over sexualized everything. Like it's like, you say the word penis and people are like, oh my gosh, like you must be talking about sex immediately, right? It's not true at all, actually. The penis is part of the body. If I said the word feet, you wouldn't freak out, or well, maybe you would, because actually foot fetish is the #1 fetish in the world. So maybe that was a bad example. But if I said your cows but you see, that's our world today. Everything has been sexualized, but yet it's weird to talk about sex. It's kind of strange, right? So it's this weird situation we live in, and that's one of the things we're doing is we're taking the taboo away from it. every man has a penis, every woman has a vagina. There, it's done. It's said, right? Now, why not? Why, if you're gonna take care of your health, that's part of your body. In fact, it's such a vital part of the body that, in my opinion, I didn't always think like this, but it's been years of studying, learning the anatomy, learning how our sexual organs and our sexual energy are linked to our psychology, to our perception, and to our consciousness. And so once I started to see that much of this information is, whether it's been purposely suppressed or taken out of society, I don't know why, but over time it just has been, that it's been very detrimental. We have so many problems now, sexual problems, health problems, that it's important that we talk about these things in a mature way and an honest way so that we can improve. This is about improving our health and our life, both in and outside the bedroom. And we need to be able to approach these subjects with a level of maturity to get benefit. And if someone is not mature enough to handle these type of conversations, then that's unfortunate for them. But it doesn't mean that we'll stop, or that it doesn't mean that these things don't have great benefit for your life.
In fact, the more we do talk about it, it becomes more normalized. So it's a good thing. There's another cool question.
Cool.
How rare is a man on a 30-day streak?
Extremely rare. I mean, the stats itself show 1 out of 10 men are reportedly addicted to pornography. Most men are ejaculating at least once a day through either pornography or masturbation. To find a man who's on a 30-day streak is very rare. It's even rare to find men who can go longer than that. So the longer you go, the more rare it is. And, you know, rare is valuable. Why do we love a diamond? Well, diamonds aren't actually valuable, but I won't go down that conspiracy theory today. But why do we like rare things? Because rare things are attractive. They're valuable in the world. We have value on what's rare. So if you want to become a man of value, if you want to become a valuable person in this world, you practice semen retention and watch your value goes through the roof. And you don't, even if you never tell anybody you're practicing, just by your energy and self-control and willpower alone, your value will be felt by everyone around you.
Yeah, and I have to say that the Semen Retention Army is so cool, because just when I joined, my first goal was 30 days. And before that, my regular thing was, you know, once or twice a week. I had somehow got it to once a week. Like, that was as far as I could go. Sometimes I tried to go longer, and like I went to 3 weeks without any of these practices, and it would like be very difficult, fry me out. But my general thing was like, yeah, like maybe twice a week, once or twice a week. And the first month I did 30 days just by doing these practices. And to be honest, it wasn't that difficult. I know for some it will be, I'm not saying for everyone, but the practices, they just change your energy so much. And if you're really, really at a point where this is what you really want to do, then yeah, 30 days doesn't seem so difficult when you're doing these energy practices.
Yeah, and it's not like you never have to ejaculate again, you know, but it just doesn't become part of your life. Like, you're not just like so attached to it, and you're not hankering for this all the time, which is normally more of an addictive behavior than a healthy behavior. And like I said, these practices, they make the journey so much easier. And wherever you're starting from, it's just important that you start and that you grow. And again, think long term. The more long term you think in life as a whole, the easier it will be. And the more you can get to work today without being so attached that, oh, I worked out today. It's like when I first started working out, you know, and like, you know, you go to the gym and you work out for 2 weeks, and every day you're checking the mirror and you're like, oh, how come I don't have 6-pack abs yet? Or how come my biceps aren't huge yet, or anything like that? Well, because you have to be realistic. I mean, guys who have that type of body been working out 10 years, you know, right? So we have to be realistic and set proper expectations so that we can grow in a healthy way, as opposed to, you know, and I've been guilty of this myself, of trying to go from 0 to hero, then burning out. And that is actually a sign of of sexual energy out of control. It's when you're starting so many projects and can't finish it. That's a sign of in the mode of passion. It's a sign of that your sexual energy is what's in control, and so you're looking for all these quick results as opposed to taking on more of a sattvic, more of a mode of what's called a mode of goodness, or a more, let's say, the tortoise beat the hare, a slow and steady approach, as opposed to the hare who's just quick, but then dies out quickly.
That's also addictive. That's also unhealthy. Either way, you might be ejaculating every day and you're addicted, but you could even try and do semen retention, but do that in a very obsessive, addictive, like unhealthy way. And that's also not good. So
yeah, and that's where inside the Army, we've got our support group. So when you join the Army, and by the way, to join the Army, you can go and get started on a 7-day free trial today. The link is in the descriptions below on my YouTube channel. You could just go to nikuladas.com. And then you can also, there's, we've got webinars. We've got all different types of resources for you. But ultimately, you want to get involved with the Army if you really want to go deep into the practices. And I mentioned that because inside the support groups, we're giving videos, personal development challenges to help you, not just with the physical part of your sexual journey, but the mental part. And you got to remember, sex is 90% mental. It's mainly living in your head. So by these practices don't just strengthen your physical body and help retrain your physical body. They develop a new relationship with your sexual energy, and therefore you become stronger and clearer mentally as well. So
you got time for another question or two?
Yeah, let's do one more, and then we'll wrap it up. And then, I appreciate all the questions and conversations, fellas. And I'll just remind everybody that we go live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Wednesday. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel, put it on your schedule, and join us every Wednesday here.
So this question is, does holding back before you ejaculate cause health problems?
Say it again. What's the question?
Does holding back before you ejaculate cause health problems?
At the beginning, it's why I said you don't want to do it too often, where you push right to the edge, you actually ejaculate, and then you stop it. You don't want to do that very often because it could cause, I've done that before. And actually what happened right at the beginning when I was practicing, and then what it did is it caused actually the head of my penis to be extremely sensitive, where then it felt like I couldn't actually, and I had that problem where I felt like I was going backwards, where I was like, oh, well, now I'm actually having problems lasting long. Of course, I just left. I basically stopped for a week, let it heal, and then was able to then find a healthy balance with that. So it could cause problems if you overdo it. And that's why I said at the beginning, these are a practice that you don't want to overdo, and you must approach it in a very healthy, holistic way. And again, it's why I recommend joining the Army, so that you have our mentorship, you have our guidance, and you have the support, so that you're not just trying to solve your problems from a physical perspective, but you're looking at your overall relationship with sex and transforming that as well.
Yeah, and also it's these energy practices, again, that really transform. For me, what I found with the Semen Retention Army is actually, it's weird to say it, but the semen retention is like a side benefit of what we do. Like, we really just do so many great practices that our energy feels so good. So naturally you want to retain. And yeah, so I would only try and do these power locks and holding in, an ejaculation if you know how to do the energy stuff. Otherwise, like, it'd be very much frustrating, repression, like trying to just hold it in when you're aroused and the energy is all stuck. But also, I don't know if this question was about that, like, might have been about, practicing semen retention, but also even people who are not, sometimes they're like edging or whatever, like taking a long time. And I don't know, I felt like that can feel unhealthy at times as well. If you're just like holding for a long time, even if you then do ejaculate, I don't know if that's healthy or not.
Yeah, it's it's funny. It's one of my most popular videos on the channel is called Semen Retention, Edging the Right Way. And I talk about edging. I plan on doing an updated video on that, because over time, even my relationship with edging has changed. I don't edge very often, quite honest, anymore. In fact, I can't really even remember the last time I've done it. because over time, for me personally, I've got to a place where I just want to express my sexual energy in a natural way, meaning with my wife in real life, no screen stuff, no pretending in my head. I either want to do it for real or I'm not really that interested. Now, that does not to say that edging doesn't have a place, because we teach how to edge properly and how to use edging. But again, it's all about how you're using it. I see that there are some guys who are edging and they're edging all the time, and they're now addicted to edging in a way because it's very pleasurable. It feels amazing, and it does enhance the pleasure. However, if you're now just edging and edging and edging and edging, that can cause problems as well. And that can also desensitize you. What I promote personally and what we promote is ultimately getting back to a natural expression of sexuality, which is, have sex with a real person and learn how to talk to real people and connect in that way.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Awesome. All right, guys, great practice today. Lots of great questions and such. Make sure, once again, you can get started on the 7-day free trial. There's other links there. I'm also going to ask you guys, look, we want to take this mission all around the world. We need your help. There is a Patreon account where if you could support maybe a $2 a month, $5 a month, and we can send you some extra content and stuff for becoming a patron. Feel free to support us in that way. We really need your help as much as we can to spread this mission far and wide. And of course, join us inside the Army so you can get full benefit. And just so you know, for those who join the Army, there's also a way to generate income in the Army by joining us and referring others to it. So not only can you join and change your own life, but you can also become a leader in the Army and change other men's lives by learning these practices and then creating a side hustle and developing an extra income stream by helping the Army and semen retention movement grow. And this is a movement, and we're the fastest growing community inside the movement. We're leaders in this movement, and we want you. I feel like the Uncle Sam. We want you type of thing. So awesome, guys. We're going to end it like that with our usual salute and our theme song, Soldiers Retain.
Soldiers retain. Real strong men of self-control. Their info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Soldiers retain. Real strong men of self-control. Their info